What if I told you there's a marketing strategy that generates more qualified leads than Zillow, costs absolutely nothing, and most agents completely ignore it? I've used this strategy for over 18 years to build a $1 million business, and the agents who master this strategy are closing 2 to 3 deals per month while everyone else is struggling to pay for overpriced leads. By the end of this video, you'll have the complete blueprint to implement it in your own business. Look, I've been in real estate for over 18 years, done nearly 1,000 transactions as a single agent, and have been a top agent in my MLS for the better part of a decade. I've also coached hundreds of agents across the country, and here's what I can tell you with absolute certainty. The agents making the most money aren't the ones spending the most on marketing. When I started in real estate, I didn't have money to buy Zillow leads. I couldn't afford Facebook ads or fancy marketing campaigns. But what I discovered was something that most agents overlook completely. A marketing strategy that's been around since the beginning of real estate, costs absolutely nothing, and generates higher quality leads than any paid platform. This strategy allowed me to build a business where I was making over $500,000 per year in gross commission income while maintaining an 80% profit margin. Compare that to agents buying leads who are lucky to see a 20 to 30% profit margin after all their marketing expenses. But before I reveal this strategy, let me show you why the traditional marketing approaches that most brokers recommend are actually sabotaging your success. The Zillow trap. Right now, agents are spending $50 to $100 per lead on Zillow, and they're converting maybe 1 to 2% of those leads. That means you're spending $2,500 to $5,000 just to get one deal. And that's if you're good at converting leads. But here's the bigger problem. You don't own those relationships. Zillow owns them. They can change their algorithm tomorrow, increase their prices, or cut off your lead flow entirely. You're building your business on rented land. The Facebook ad fallacy. Then you've got agents spending thousands per month on Facebook ads, trying to compete with every other agent in their market for the same eyeballs. The cost per lead keeps going up. The quality keeps going down, and you're stuck in this endless cycle of spending more to make less. The generic marketing mistake. Don't even get me started on the agents spending money on generic postcards, billboards, and bus bench ads. They're throwing money at marketing that generates zero measurable results because they can't track ROI or target their ideal prospects. Here's what's really happening. While agents are burning through their marketing budgets on these expensive strategies, they're completely ignoring the most powerful marketing tool they have access to, and it doesn't cost a penny. So what is this $0 marketing strategy that beats Zillow? It's your sphere of influence combined with systematic prospecting, but not the way most agents think about it. Most agents think their sphere is just their friends and family. Wrong. Your true sphere of influence includes everyone you've ever met, everyone you currently know, and everyone you're going to meet. And when you systematically nurture and expand this sphere, it becomes the most powerful lead generation machine you'll ever have. Here's why this strategy is so effective. Higher conversion rates. People in your sphere already know, like, and trust you. They convert at 10 to 20 times the rate of cold leads from Zillow or Facebook. Lower competition. While every other agent is fighting over the same Zillow leads, you have exclusive access to your sphere of influence. Compound growth. Every person in your sphere can refer you to other people in their sphere. This creates exponential growth that paid advertising can't match. Lifetime value. A person in your sphere doesn't just do one transaction with you. They buy, sell, refer friends, and become clients for life. But here's where most agents get it wrong. They think sphere of influence marketing means posting on Facebook and hoping people remember them when they're ready to buy or sell. That's not a strategy, that's wishful thinking. So let me break down the exact system I used to build $1 million business with zero marketing costs. Phase 1, database development, the foundation. First, you need to build your database systematically. Start with everyone you know. friends, family, former colleagues, classmates, neighbors, service providers, everyone. But don't stop there. Every day, you should be adding new people to your database through prospecting activities, expired listings, for sale by owners and circle prospecting, networking events and community involvement, open houses and floor time, and referrals from existing contacts. My rule is simple. Have one new conversation every day with someone I'd never talked to before. That's 365 new contacts per year, and each one goes into the database. Phase 2, the weekly touch system. Here's where the magic happens. Every single person in your database gets a weekly email from you, not a generic newsletter from your brokerage, a personal email from you with local market information, your insights, and your personality. I sent my weekly email every Wednesday for 18 years. Same day, same time, every week. People started expecting it. They'd email me if I was late sending it out. But here's the key. It wasn't just market stats. I shared my opinions on what was happening in the market, highlighted great deals I'd seen, talked about new developments in the area, and sprinkled in personal updates about my business and life. This weekly email kept me top of mind with hundreds of people who might need real estate services or someone who does. Phase 3, the personal touch points. Beyond the weekly email, I had systematic touch points throughout the year. Handwritten birthday cards, holiday cards with family photos, and market update calls to my top 50 contacts quarterly. Also, I'd send personal notes when I saw major life events on social media. The goal wasn't to sell them something every time I contacted them. The goal was to stay connected and be the first person they thought of when real estate came up. Phase 4, the referral system. This is where compound growth happens. Every person in your sphere becomes a potential referral source, but you have to systematically ask for referrals and make it easy for people to refer you. I had a simple system. Every time I closed a transaction, I'd send a personal note to my top 25 contacts, letting them know about the closing and asking if they knew anyone else who might need help with real estate. I also created a referral reward system where I'd send a gift card to anyone who referred me a client, whether the referral resulted in a transaction or not. Phase 5, community involvement and visibility. The final piece was becoming visible in my community. I joined the local Chamber of Commerce, sponsored Little League teams, participated in charity events, and became known as the real estate guy in my area. This wasn't about spending money on advertising. It was about investing time in becoming a recognized expert in my market. So let me show you the actual numbers from my business to prove this strategy works. In the first 1 to 2 years building the foundation, I started with about 100 people in my database. I added 300 plus new contacts through prospecting and networking and closed 15 transactions, mostly from new contacts and referrals. Then in years 3 to 5, the growth phase, my business grew to over 800 contacts. Weekly emails were going out consistently to everyone. I closed between 35 to 45 transactions per year, with 60% of the business coming from Sphere and referrals. And then in years 6 to 11 was the compound effect. My database grew to over 1,500 active contacts, and I was closing over 50 transactions per year, and 80% of the business was from Sphere, referrals, and repeat clients. Also, during this time, I was working around 30 hours per week and getting about an 80% profit margin. Compare that to agents buying Zillow leads, spending $3,000 to $5,000 per month on leads, converting 1 to 2% of those leads to closings, and their profit margins were averaging around 20 to 30% after marketing costs. They're constantly stressed about lead flow and competition. The math is simple. I was making more money, working fewer hours, and building a sustainable business while other agents were on the marketing hamster wheel. Now, I know what you're thinking. You've got objections to this strategy, and I've heard them all. But I don't know enough people. You know more people than you think. Start with 50 people and commit to adding one new person in your database every day. In 1 year, you'll have 415 contacts. Another objection I hear is, this takes too long. I need deals now. This strategy actually produces faster results than paid advertising because the conversion rates are so much higher. I got my first referral within 30 days of starting my weekly emails. Next, I'm not good at staying in touch with people. That's exactly why you need a system. Set up your weekly email template, schedule your birthday reminders, and make it automatic. The system does work for you. In 18 years of sending weekly emails, I've had people unsubscribe. Maybe 50 to 80 people if I had to take a guess. But that's with now over 1,000 people in my database. People appreciate valuable, consistent communication from someone they know. So here's your 90-day action plan to implement this strategy. Days 1 through 30, database building. List everyone you know, aim for 100+ people minimum. Set up a simple CRM system to track contacts. Create your weekly email template and send your first weekly email. Days 31 through 60, systematic growth. Add 5 new contacts per week through prospecting. Continue your weekly emails consistently. Start personal touch points, birthday cards, personal notes, and join one local networking group or community organization. Days 61 through 90, optimization and expansion. Implement referral request system. Create content calendar for social media to support sphere marketing. Track your results and optimize what's working. And finally, plan your community involvement strategy. The key is consistency. This isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. But agents who commit to the system for 12 to 18 months see dramatic results in their business. Look, I get it. This strategy doesn't sound as appealing as buying leads or running Facebook ads. It requires patience, consistency, and genuine relationship building. But here's what I know after 18 years and nearly 1,000 transactions. Relationships beat transactions every single time. The agent who builds their business on relationships are ones who survive market downturns, algorithm changes, and increased competition. They're the ones who build sustainable, profitable businesses that give them the freedom and income they got into real estate to achieve. While your competition is burning through their marketing budgets, chasing the latest lead generation trend, you'll be building a database of people who know, like, and trust you. And when they're ready to buy, sell, or refer someone, you'll be the obvious choice. So the question is, are you ready to stop renting your leads and start owning your relationships? And hey, if you've made it this far in the video, you're clearly serious about taking your real estate business to the next level. Type #EndCrew into the comments so I know that you've watched until the end. I love seeing who my most dedicated viewers are. I'll see you in the next video. Be well.